an ancient culture, a silenced music, and a man who's keeping a tradition alive. On today's show, we'll be visiting Amir Wahab in his studio overlooking Central Park. I'm Shelley Jang, and this is Asia Talk. Hello and welcome to Asia Talk. I'm here with Amir Wahab, a distinguished composer and performer who's bringing traditional Persian music to a wider audience. Amir, thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure.
Now, when talking about your work a few years ago, the New York Times called you the ambassador of a silenced music. Now, what does that mean?
The ambassador because I bring East and West together. I left Iran in 1976, so I am in the West for 33 years. And during these 33 years, having traveled and sometimes short time lived in 11 different countries, I also have learned a tremendous amount of things from the West, which I love and appreciate as well. So I bring these two together. I find the common points. Most people focus on differences.
So can you tell me a little bit more about the silenced music?
Yes. The silenced music refers to the part that after the Persian Revolution, Iranian Revolution, because we were so westernized, they tried to cut that influence as much as possible and bring back the traditional music. To some extent, they might have even, some fanatic people might have even thought that, music should not be played or forbidden. I would not be surprised if they were, group of people, of course, minorities. But music is certainly like food for the soul. You cannot possibly say it's forbidden to eat because it's not going to happen. More importantly, they were trying to get rid of the Western influence, too much Western influence, and actually they succeeded because, like I say, in my time there was practically very few people, a handful of people would play Persian instrument.
What about today? Is there more of a revival when it comes to?
Absolutely. I mean, first of all, the number of musicians have increased tremendously, particularly female musicians. We did not have that many female musicians at the time of Shah in the past. Now, just as much, men and women, boys and girls from young age, they start, you saw in my class, there are more female than male, but back home also, and a lot of young people are now attracted to Persian music, and because there is so much demand for this traditional instrument, a lot of people started learning and making these instruments. So the instrument making, actually the whole technology of it has improved.
So let's talk about a little bit about this music that you love. What would you say is the essence of Persian music or this Eastern music that you're interested in?
Okay, first of all, as you know, Persians are there in that area, or Iranians are there some 7,000 years. But our music, some of the music we play, it's as old as 3,000, 4,000 years that traveled to us chest to chest. That means, of course, there were no recording material, but chest to chest is an expression meaning, father to son, teacher to student, or person to person, in an oral tradition. And even on those days, they used to sit around in a circle and play these frame drums that you see here, and they would chant and sing. And they used to believe that, in the invisible world, the angels above us, when we pray, they will join us. And some of them had this vision, and in their vision, they saw that they sit in a circle. So they tried to imitate what the angels do in heavens, and so they sat in a circular way and from those days, from 4,000 years, they heard men and women, so they always mixed men and women singing and playing.
What would you say is the meaning behind the music? Is it express certain values that are important to the Persian people?
Yes, this kind of singing often has a theme of spirituality in it. So all of these authentic religion, which I consider authentic, including Buddhism, you know, they say the same principle. The principle does not change. Nobody says killing, robbing, stealing, cheating, misleading is good. They all say, you know, treat the others like you want to be treated yourself.
Right.
Be nice, be fair, be helpful, be a human. Music is an important part of everyone's life over there. Poetry is very important. That's why...
Are they pretty related, the music and the
poetry? Very
poetry?
related. And in traditional music, they use very, very very academic and spiritual poetry. I mean, like I say, sometimes in the West I listen to the words. Some of them are beautiful, but not all of them makes a lot of sense. You know, in Persian traditional music, the lyrics, the poetry has to be, you know, first class and, you know, really good, worthy. Otherwise, people would not, you know, would not be impressed. It's a very important part of the music. If you're singing, if it's only instrumental, of course, is a different story. But if it's a music that is voice, accompanied with voice, the poetry plays an important role.
Okay, Amir, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back.